The best restaurant in the world is Central in Lima. The dynamic tasting menu restaurant from Chef Virgilio Martinez features ingredients from Peru's diverse landscape and notes the latitude of each dish, from potatoes sourced at the heights of the Andes Mountains to sea urchin from the ocean. And the pronouncement from World's 50 Best, an independent organization, moved the restaurant world's epicenter away from Copenhagen, which had claimed the top spot for the last 2 years. In 2022, with Geranium, an ambitious Scandi restaurant whose home is a football station. The year before, it was the reincarnated Noma, which had won the #1 ranking 5 times. And it was a very good night for Lima. The Peruvian capital had 4 spots on the top 50 list, including 2 in the top 10. Mado came in at number 6. Gifquala was number 28 and made a number 47. Likewise, Spain, the country that hosted this year's awards in Valencia, had reason to celebrate the top 50 list, including Disfrutar at number 2. The Barcelona restaurant is run by chefs Oriol Castro, Mateo Casañas, and Eduard Sachik, who are all alumni of the famed El Bulli restaurants. And this is the 21st year for the awards compiled by UK-based company William Reed Business Media. And the designations have become important tools for chefs looking to distinguish themselves and attract diners. Regional versions of the awards in Asia or the Middle East and North Africa have shown a light on cities or whole countries previously overlooked by foodies and tourists. With past #1 winners are no longer eligible to win. A decision made by World's 50 Best in 2019 to shake up the names at the top of the list. Now places like Osteria Francescana in Modena, Italy, New York's 11 Madison Park, and Noma, which has announced its closure at the end of next year, live in with an emeritus category. It's not to say that a big win always brings an onslaught of bookings. And February 27, Central's Martinez, World's 50 Best for building a Latin American community of chefs over the past few years.
We were having all these Latin American celebrations in Merida, Buenos Aires and Lima. So we started to get to know each other, and now we are sharing our love, who said in an exclusive first interview with Bloomberg following his win. It's hard to articulate about all these beautiful cultures, all this complexity that makes the colors of Latin America.
Indeed, there seemed to be a palpable desire to see the whole South American region do well during the ceremony, with thunderous applause for winners, outshining even the best restaurant from host country Spain. We always talk about French cuisine, French technique, but there is a lot of traditional technical cooking from indigenous and African cuisines that are an influence from my cooking, said Janet Aina Torres Rueda, chef at a Casa de Porco in Sao Paulo, the number 12 restaurant. And the #1 title is meaningful not just for the visibility it brings to Central, but also to other restaurants in the region. Martinez said, "Peru has been so involved with bioculture and biodiversity," he said. "This gives us a place to speak about them." And I'd begin the firing bow, I go to heal the fire. I'd begin beyond the business. I might be re-killed. I'd begin beyond. Another big winner on this year's list, Dubai. For the first time, 2 restaurants from the city arrived in the top 50. Trazin Studio, the modern Indian dining room, was at number 11.
The restaurant's current tasting menu features a journey around India's diverse culinary regions.
Trazin chef Himanshu Saini said, "Indian cuisine is one of many others that struggle to get noticed. For us, the whole idea around the restaurant is to change the perception of Indian food." Saini said, "I'm hoping that the story of our restaurant is that we can inspire more people to tell the greater story of our country. And Dubai's Orfali Brothers Bistro, the innovative restaurant from a group of Syrian brothers, was number 46. Earlier this year, Orfali was named the top restaurant in the world's 57 and one of the civil life news valleys in his second voting. And Best Middle East and North Africa regional awards, which have a separate voting process. 50 Best has put Dubai on the gastronomic map. It was already there, but they needed someone to highlight. Chef Mohammed Orfali said, it brings all kinds of people to Dubai and changes their perspective that Dubai is all about shopping, hotels, and beaches. So all the attention to Dubai's restaurants has been paying off. Spending by the super rich on fine dining in the Middle East rose 74% this year, according to a report released Tuesday by Julius Baer in this book. Copenhagen didn't just lose its number one restaurant ranking. It now only has one place in the top 50, Alchemist, at number 5, which also won the Jin Mayer, the Art of Hospitality Award. The new list marked a slow fade for the era of Nordic cooking, which has dominated the food world for the last decade, and a strong influx of energy from South America and Mexico. Several of the big movers on the list came from Paris. The Clarence fell almost 40 spots from 28 to 67, and the acclaimed Arpège, which had been a very mainstay, fell to 62 from 31. But Table by Bruno Verjus, the idiosyncratic restaurant from a former blogger, claimed the highest new entry award at number 10. Also jumping at the list were Atomix, the exceptional Korean tasting menu spot in New York, that rose to number 8 from number 33, and the UK's unconventional Mexican restaurant Cole, which catapulted from number 73 to 23. This year's rankings were compiled from the votes from 1,080 restaurant industry experts, including food writers, chefs, and restaurateurs, and well-traveled gourmets. They represent 27 regions around the world. Each region has 40 voters, and they can cast up to 7 votes in that area. The second half of the list, restaurants ranked from 51 to 100, was announced in early June. Among the new entries on the full top 100 list is Bangkok's Potong, number 88, headed up by Pichaya Uthartham, also known as Chef Pan. Thailand is very supportive of bringing in Michelin and 50 Best. It's pushing younger generations to have dreams and to have a goal to work forward to, she said. And here are the winning restaurants. So last year's rankings are listed in parentheses. Restaurants that newly made the top 50 are marked with an asterisk. And Central Lima, Peru, Disfrutar, Barcelona, Spain, De Verdedos, Asador, Escabari, Oxpay, Spain, Gardon 84, Alchemist, Critique, Same, Riviera, America, Atomix, New York, Cantonil, Mexico City, 1950, 11th Trezen Studio, Dubai, UAE, 57, 12, Casa del Porco, Brazil, 13, Pool, Mexico City, Mexico, Odette, Singapore, 36, 15, Ledu, Bangkok, Thailand, 65, Quarters, Management and Massive Consolidated, Rio, Castel de Sangro, Italy, then Bangkok, Thailand, Stirarek, Vienna, Austria, Ideal, the 19th, Keek, Denya, and Spain. And that's going to be Terabile. Japan, 22, Elcano, Getteria, and Spain. Belcanto, Lisbon, Schloss Schauenstein, Forstein, Lima, Peru, Mugaritz, San Sebastian, Spain, 32, Hisa Franco, Cobogota, Colombia, 23, Ulayasi, Senegalia, Italy, Hebden, UK, 49, 36, Plenitude, Paris, France, the Jane, Antwerp, Belgium,
40. Restaurant Tim Rao, Berlin, Germany. Lake Calandre, Ruban, Italy. Piazza Duomo, Alba, Italy. Leo Bogota, Bistro. Meta, Lima, Peru. La Grenouille, La Madeleine sous Montreuil, France. Rosetta, Mexico City. Mexico, Minincella.
Here are the previously announced winners from 51 to 100. 51. And they sang Narasawa, Tokyo. So 52, Vika attracted a 4-4, 55, 59, Meditu Lima, Metisha at Del 60, Neolukal, Istanbul 64, Aponiente El Puerto de Santa Maria 65, Burnt Ends Singapore 94, 66, Zen Singapore 70, 70, 77, Cornat Rio de Janeiro 47, Tantris 78, Aleno Paris, Opavian Ledo Yen, the Paris, Numian Quito, Agave, Alarende, Larametsu, Spain 82, Enigma Barcelona 83, Sazenka Tokyo, Meta Enrico Bartolini, Milan 56, Lyles, London at 2, Oceano, Dubai at 88, Potam, Bangkok 96, K, Paris 94, Cito, Roquebrun, Cap Martin, Ricard, Camarena Restaurant, Valencia, Labyrinth, Singapore 98, Cizal, Sanimal, Panama City, Andrew, Per 98,